questions that need answers. Hello, what's going on? This is the reunion. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxy with Roxy Says, and we're gonna talk about it today. We are reviewing Love is Blind UK, the reunion. I enjoyed this reunion. There were a couple of questions that I was like, so you really not gonna ask that? But overall, I had a good time. Let's get right into this video. But before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you are made aware whenever I post a new video, because we got more content coming after this, okay? Don't worry. So as the reunion opens up, we get a very creepy introduction, cryptic, dark, and dramatic music playing. We get all of the cast members coming in, and then we open up to the studio. Let me say this, it is obvious that Love is Blind UK, they got that budget, baby, okay? They have that budget, and it's bigger than the US, because this set was absolutely beautiful. The ones from the previous seasons were nice too, but baby, this one was everything. From the weddings, okay, the honeymoons, UK got that budget, baby. So as we see everyone come out, I immediately noticed that all of the couples are sitting together except for Steven and Sabrina, who got married, and Demi and Ollie, who didn't get married. So of course, when coming to Steven and Sabrina, I was like, oh my God, no. What happened? But we start off with Demi and Ollie, and the hosts ask them where they're at, and Demi's like, ooh, pick me. Can I go first, please? Demi wanted to get everything off of her chest.
Ollie's a good guy, but he's not my guy. I just wanted to get back to the things that really brought me joy. I'm not saying that Ollie didn't bring me joy, but like when you're taken away from the people that mean the most to you, you really start to understand the value they have. After the experiment, I was like, right, mum and dad, I'm moving back in while I find myself. And I was a shell of myself. And no one can give me validation other than myself, and I have worked on that. I feel like Demi 2.0, and that's credit to everyone here.
I love that Demi says that she feels like Demi 2.0. Like I said before, we've seen so much growth in Demi. I've seen the change in Demi, and I can only imagine how Demi and of course all of these cast members feel when they watch this season back and recognize parts of themselves and completely don't recognize other parts of themselves. When Ollie is asked where him and Demi are at, he says that him and Demi had conversations leading up to the wedding day where they pretty much agreed that now was not the time to be married, and ultimately they made the right decision. And I totally agree with that, but if that's the case, then why were you so shocked at the altar when Demi said no? Why the dramatic... Why when you already knew, because y'all spoke about it? Ollie also lets us know that he was very touched by Demi's gesture for his birthday, because he said that after being away from home for so long, her gift made him feel sentimental and made him feel like he was right back at home. Demi also speaks on how well Ollie received her telling him about her endometriosis, and she says that he made her feel extremely safe, and she gave him all of his props for that. Ciao, now we get into this little triangle with Catherine, and Catherine says that while she was very vocal in the women's quarters about who she was dating and about liking Ollie, she wasn't aware about how much Demi liked Ollie, because Demi was a lot more secretive with her feelings and about her dates. Kat also says that even though Ollie said that he had other connections when she went on dates with him, he never specified who those connections were. And then Ollie says, hold up, I just need to get something off my chest real quick.
This is something that's been bothering me a little bit, that I've been seeing online, this narrative like, oh, he's not going to be attracted to Demi, he's going to choose his other option, this, that, and the other. Anyone who knows my dating history knows that I've always dated women like Demi, and respectfully, don't look like Kat. And it's something they're projecting their ideal of what the default setting of beauty is, and assuming that's what I go for.
And then we see Demi speak, and she says the same exact thing that I said in whatever episode this happened in. I said this in my review. I did not like when Kat made that comment, because girl, you didn't even know what Ollie looked like, so how can you say that you don't see them together when you haven't even seen him?
Let's just go back. That wasn't rude what you just said. You're a stunning girl, Catherine, but what really left a distaste in my mouth was that we're claiming to be friends, but yet even though you haven't seen what Ollie physically looks like...
Exactly.
Do I think Demi and Ollie are going to work on the outside world? No. But that's going to get me into trouble. Accountability and authenticity will go a long way, and if it was just the case of, you know what, them, that was a bit out of character. Sorry. Cool, we move on.
Honestly, I apologise if that was said in a really bad way. I'm really bad if anyone knows me, I'm really bad with my words, and it was nothing against yourself.
Now let me say this, whenever someone starts an apology off with, I'm sorry if I made you feel, baby, throw the apology away. Throw the apology away, because ain't no if about it. I'm telling you, this is how I feel. So where's the if coming from, boo? Either you're going to apologize for how you made me feel or not. But don't tell me you sorry if I felt away. I felt away. But anyway, eventually Kat apologizes for what she said, and the entire time where she's apologizing, Jasmine is on the other couch rolling her eyes, and she tries to keep it in for as long as she could, but eventually she just blows up.
If you didn't have any, kind of malintent towards it, why would you say my mouth is going to get me in trouble?
That's what I'm saying.
You were insinuating that was because of the way she looks, and she looks
No,
amazing.
it definitely was not.
Hey, shall we draw a line on it and move on?
Now, big up to Jasmine in this scene because she didn't do too much. She did just enough. Sometimes Jasmine does too much, just enough in this scene because Demi was being real nice about it. So I'm happy that Jasmine was there to really bring it home. And while Kat was apologizing, I was like, you better not start crying. You better not make yourself the victim and start crying because you are not the victim in this situation. When you said what you said, you were being shady, boo. You were being shady. So don't sit up here and cry. And she was just about to cry, but the host saw where it was going and they was like, you know what? Let's end this here. They saved Kat. Kat, you got lucky with that one. So next they move back to Ollie and they ask him about his comments about Charlotte being
mad, sublime, berserk.
Child, I'm so happy that they asked Ollie about that. And they also asked him if him and Charlotte had any contact since the show.
Yeah, no, we have. We've had this real connection outside of the experiment, and yeah.
I love Charlotte. Ollie's not my guy, he's a good guy. Is he your guy, Charlotte?
Are we getting an answer?
I don't think I could have got through the last few weeks without him, as the perfect support. It remains complicated, but yeah.
Yeah, she's an amazing person, beautiful inside and out.
Now, while those two were talking in circles, I was this lady in the back because I'm like, listen, if y'all don't spit it out, are y'all together or not? What's going on? Okay, so it's complicated, but y'all in a good spot. It's giving situationship, friends with benefits. That's what it's giving. But did I not predict this in my last video? At the end of my last video, I said Ollie and Charlotte, they're going to be together or they're going to have something going on. Y'all was like, no, Roxy, Charlotte would never. Well, Charlotte did. Charlotte did, but I can definitely see those two together. I was not surprised by hearing that Ollie and Charlotte got together in some capacity. Next, we get a super cute moment of everyone giving props to Demi's mom and dad and calling them couple goals. Her parents are so sweet. You can see how much they absolutely love their daughter. Demi's father can't even speak about her without tearing up. I just love to see it. It is so cute, and I'm happy that they got a little shout out. Child, next we get to Steven. Next, we get to Steven and Sabrina. And I was just waiting for the two of them to say, psych, we still together. We just wanted to trick y'all. That's why we sat like this. But no, these two are really done.
You seemed like the perfect couple. What happened?
The support wasn't there. We had agreed that we were going to split our time between Belfast and London for the first year, but the communication was awful. There was no consistency in Stephen's behaviour towards me and the relationship. But with regard to the distance, I really tried. I honestly don't feel like you respected me. I don't think you appreciated me, and I don't think that you considered me.
And then we get Stephen's point of view.
Underestimated the added pressure of what the long distance caused. We just lost our spark. Expectations of each other were very different.
So the host said that when they were preparing for the reunion and he got word that Steven and Sabrina were sitting apart, he said that he knew that the issue could be one of two things, either their living situation or the topic of children. And Sabrina says that in all honesty, the children, that wasn't even the main issue that they had. She says that they had a talk about it and they were on the same page. But when it came to the distance and the communication, she said that that was lacking. Sabrina says that she traveled from Belfast to see Steven 7 times and Steven only traveled to see her 2 times. And Steven does acknowledge that he dropped the ball in that area, but he said that he had to take these opportunities to work because of his business. He says that he lost so many customers during this experience, so he was trying to, get his money back up. And Sabrina says, yeah, I get it, but even when we were together, there was still issues. Sabrina says that Steven was supposed to come to Belfast and visit her and her family for Christmas, and 2 days before Christmas, Steven sends her a text message saying, hey babe, don't think I can make it to Belfast. First of all, a text message to your wife 2 days before Christmas. Sabrina said that she explained to him that this shows a complete lack of consideration for her and her family. And she said that Steven's response was, shit happens, they'll get over it. Is this the same Steven? But Steven says that that is not true. He said that he was going through some things, and during that time, he couldn't make it for Christmas because he hadn't managed his finances well. Okay, Steven, that answer isn't great either. You know when Christmas come the same time every year, okay? If you knew that you were preparing for a trip to Belfast, you should have been planning ahead. That wasn't a great answer either, because now it seemed like you don't know how to manage your money, Steven. We don't like that. But it's obvious that these two clearly have extremely different views on what happened, what didn't happen, and how everything happened. And you know what this made me think about? I could not help but to think about Steven's ex, okay? Because we know how he explained that breakup, but hearing how him and Sabrina, hearing how this went down, it really has me wanting to hear the ex-girlfriend's side, because you know there's always two sides to every story, and then there's the truth, baby. And from what's being laid out here, it does appear that Sabrina did put in a bit more work and a bit more effort to make this relationship happen than Steven did. So now I'm like, Steven, did you really put in as much effort with your ex-girlfriend as you've led us to believe? Or I'm just saying, that's all I was thinking about while this conversation was going on. But Steven does try to take accountability, and he says that the show does make him appear to be a perfect person. Not me sounding like Sabrina, a perfect person. But he says that he acknowledges he is not a perfect person, and maybe that's why there was this expectation of him from the viewers and from Sabrina. But he says in reality, that is not him. And he also says that there is a huge difference in falling in love on an experience like this versus maintaining a relationship in the real world, okay? He says when you're on this show, you're in fancy places, all of the dates are paid for, you literally have no worries. But when you go back into the real world, pretty much life be lifing. Now, I definitely knew that their living situation was gonna be an issue, right? I did say that, but I expected them to come back to the reunion and say, oh, we're still living apart. We haven't decided where we want to live yet. But, you know, I thought that's what it would be. I didn't think that these two would be like this. These two seem to despise each other still. And it seems like they were going to go even harder at each other. But the host was like, okay, let's stop this here. The host came through again and they said, you know what? Let's stop this here. And part of me really wanted them to get down into the nitty gritty, because I'm like, let these people get it all out. This is the reunion. This is what we're here for, baby. But at the same time, I can definitely understand that probably nothing would have even gotten solved during this conversation. And of course, no one wanted it to get nasty, but I did not see this happening, y'all. Majority of us didn't see this happening. And it's really sad because they were like everyone's favorite. So it's sad to see, but that's life. So now we are on to Bobby and Jasmine, and just as I thought, they are still madly in love. They've been hugged up on each other since they got on the stage, and you can see that they are so happy together. Bobby says that 2 days after they got married, he packed up all his stuff and he moved right to London with Jasmine, and he's been there ever since. They said that they have their dream home. It's been the best year of their lives, and they feel like they married their best friend. I love to see it. Jasmine says that although Bobby wasn't her usual type, a love like this is what she has been looking for, and this is exactly what she came to the experiment for, and she truly feels like she has found her perfect partner in Bobby. And later on, Bobby says that firecracker Jasmine has definitely come out during the relationship, and of course the hosts bring up Jasmine's jealousy and her issue with Bobby being on social media, but Jasmine takes accountability, and she says that her jealousy is something that she needs to work on for herself, and her ability to have an open conversation with Bobby is something that she loves about their relationship. And she said that she cannot always put the onus on Bobby to reassure her. That is something that she needs to do for herself as well. But Bobby lets it be known that he loves Jasmine's firecracker energy, okay? He said it's provocative and it gets the people going. He has no complaints. Next, they show us some never before seen footage of when Jasmine went to Bobby's little bachelor pad, and they show us some footage of the couple's first year together. And as cute as this was, I was like, okay, yeah, okay, whatever. What's going on with that mama? How is everything going with that?
Marissa, does he get your seal of approval now?
110%.
So just as I predicted, Bobby is still in the good graces of Jasmine's mom, and she seems to still be very happy for the both of them. It could be that, or maybe Jasmine just told her mom, look, Mom, when you come on this reunion, please just say the right things. Be nice. Say that you're happy for us. Keep it cute. Keep it classy. Keep it demure. And don't get dragged on Twitter or Instagram anymore, okay? It could be that as well. But I'm going to be optimistic and say that Jasmine's mom's happiness is truly genuine. And we close up this segment with the couple letting us know that they are actively trying to have a baby. So good luck to them. Once again, congratulations to Jasmine and Bobby, because in my last review, what did I say? I said Jasmine and Freddy. Congratulations to Jasmine and Bobby. I'm so happy to see that they're still doing well. So now we're on to Maria and Tom does confirm that the two of them are no longer together, and Maria lets us know that Tom's post-wedding comments about them raising their hypothetical lad and ladisha made her feel some type of way. Tom does say that looking back, there were a couple of scenes that he thought, wow, my behavior was very ugly, or what I said didn't show me in the best light, and he definitely reflected on those moments. Tom said that he was raised by his mom, and he does attribute his ability to be open about his emotions to his mother's rearing. Maria says that in regards to her mother, seeing how kind and sweet her mom was to Tom, and then to hear him make the comments that he made after the wedding, she said it made her feel like he was taking shots at her family. And she's still upset about it. And I can understand that.
Watching it back made me angry. Again, it just made my blood boil because of his comment afterwards about, I want to raise strong, independent daughters. You see the type of women we are. You met her children, see how sweet she was and how welcoming she was, to him to then still go on and indirectly insult the women in my life.
They were incredible in terms of allowing me to learn about myself. You know, like I said, I wish that at times I'd treated their daughter a bit better.
Child, next we move into Tom's connection with Tosh. Listen, it's been a year. It is obvious that Tosh is over this, but she does say that, of course, in the moment, she was deeply in love with Tom. But after watching the series back, she says that she totally understands the love that Tom shared with Maria, and she's been able to have some closure for herself and move on. Tom says that he did reach out to Natasha about a week ago because he just wanted to make sure that everything was cool between them, especially since they would be seeing each other at this reunion. And he said that just as always, Tosh was extremely kind and empathetic towards him. So child, next we see them run the tape back of when Tosh and Tom finally met up, where Tom claimed that Natasha told him that she loves him. So the host just wanted to clarify that Tosh was speaking in past tense. She was saying, I loved you when I was in the pods with you, okay? Not present tense. And I still feel the same way that I said I felt in my previous review. Tom was completely downplaying his role in that conversation when he related to Maria, okay? He put a little umph on Natasha's feelings and downplayed his own. But of course, Tom says that he didn't mean anything by it, and his intent was not to create any animosity between the two ladies, and the two ladies, they still seem to be on good terms. Tom does say that although this experience has helped him to be more aware of his flaws and not be so judgmental, him and Maria just have some views that they don't agree on, and that is okay, and I agree with that too. But when coming to having a man pay her way, Maria says she just wants to set a couple things straight.
Never once said I expected to pay my bills, buy me luxury, finance my life. I just want to set that straight. I never once said that, thought that, or wanted that in my life.
And in regards to how their current friendship is going, Maria says this.
Are you still friends? We're okay.
So that was cute, and now we're moving on to Benaiah and Nicole. And at this point, I was like, hold up, there are only 20 minutes left in this episode, and we still haven't even gotten to Kat and Freddy. Okay, so immediately off the bat, Benaiah compliments Nicole. He says that she looks absolutely beautiful, and he lets it be known that her eyes are not boring brown like Sam said they were. It's a cute little joke, but Benaiah, you still got Sam on your brain? Let it go, baby. Let it go. You got the girl. But we can see that Benaiah is super happy. He starts gushing about what an amazing partner Nicole has been and how much he's grown in the relationship. And then they also give us an exclusive look at the couple's first year of marriage. And I'm like, I better see some form of shelter, okay? I better see an apartment, a home, a roof, something, okay?
Me and my wife just chilling here, have a nice little walk.
Nicole, I just knew he was gonna have you in the woods. Let's keep watching.
Live from America. So handsome.
Ready? Cheers. Cheers. My beautiful wife.
When I tell you, this little clip had me smiling from ear to ear. They look so happy. They've been having so much fun together, just enjoying each other all over the world. I love it. I love it. Do you hear me? And then they also show us some unseen footage at the end of their very first pod date, and you can see how excited the both of them were. And I wish that we got to see this during the show, because I'm like, now I believe it, right? I felt like we didn't get much emotion from Benaiah until he realized that he was in competition with Sam. Had I seen this piece of footage and how excited he was about Nicole a bit earlier or at all, I would have believed in their connection even more, especially because in the pods, Benaiah was not that forthcoming with his feelings toward Nicole. And that is the main reason why Nicole ended up with Sam. But seeing this was so sweet because it showed that the both of them had an immediate connection. And then the hosts were like, you know what? This is such a beautiful moment. Let's ruin it by bringing Sam to the stage. Child, you could see the looks on the castmates' face. I heard a couple of boos coming from the audience. They wanted to let it be known that Sippy Cup Sam was not welcomed. And then we see Sam take a seat between Kat and Freddy. And I was like, are we going to get something between Kat and Freddy? But we'll get to that later. And we see Benaiah asking Nicole, are you okay? Are you good? Are you okay? And I'm like, Benaiah, are you okay? Are you okay? We need to be asking you at this point. So they start off by asking Sam how has everything been for him for the past couple of weeks and how he's been dealing. And of course, Sam says that it's been hard. He's been getting dragged up and down, and rightfully so, okay? They then ask Jasmine what it was about Sam that gave her some pause. And she said that it was just her women's intuition. She said that there was an uneasiness that she felt with Sam that she never felt on her dates with Bobby. They then asked Sam about the conversation that he had with Nicole, where Nicole made the joke and said that he probably wouldn't be able to pick her up. And they asked him if he wanted to clarify. And he said that he's human and he didn't really mean anything by it. And he was just very nervous in the moment. And I'm like, yeah, but when you went back to the men's quarters, you asked them about it as well. So it's not like you misspoke. You were genuinely worried that you wouldn't be able to lift up Nicole, meaning you were genuinely worried that she was a thicker woman. Like, let's be real. They ask Sam about him telling Nicole, I think I love you. And Sam says that in that moment, he couldn't genuinely say, I love you. He said that he meant to say, I think I'm falling in love with you, but it came out wrong. If you felt that you didn't love Nicole, why were you proposing to her in the first place? Let's start there. Let's start there. You were proposing. Why are you proposing to Nicole, to anyone, if you can't even say, I love you? Okay. The host then asked Benaiah how he felt when he got word that Sam and Nicole broke up. And he said that he was over the moon. He felt like he was finally getting another chance to right his wrongs with Nicole because he says that he is the one who had pulled away from Nicole in the first place, and he was not going to let her go this time. And Nicole tries to save him, and Nicole says, maybe I should have asked you the question in a different way. But Benaiah's like, nah, babe, I got this. I could have done a better job at showing you how I felt. And he's right. Then we finally get to the conversation of the London mixer where Sam claimed that Nicole tried to be physical with him.
Unfortunately, the conversation did get a little bit heated. I wish none of that ever took place. I really do. For the last week, I've had to have, a lot of...
Sam, say I'm sorry to Nicole, please. It was disrespectful what you said.
When you said I was trying to sleep with you and you turned me down, that was really hurtful and a lie.
Yeah, so I do apologise. I do.
When I tell you I am so happy that this has been clarified, because when I watched that episode, not based on what Sam said, but based on Nicole's reaction, I believed Sam. Because Sam is saying, you tried to sleep with me. And from what I saw, Nicole was just like, I'm like, girl, okay, well, did you? Well, did you? It was her lack of reaction for me. It was her not being adamant that had me believing Sam. In most cases, and I'll speak for myself, you say a lie on me like that, that is not the truth. Don't even play with me. Don't play with me, boy. You're lying. Straight up like that. I can be aggressive with it. I can be calm with it. That's not true. Why would you lie like that? I didn't get any of that from Nicole. So I was like, oh, okay. And then in the conversation that she had with Benaiah, we also didn't see her clarify it then. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's true. And she just doesn't want to say it, right? But my assumption was wrong. So I am happy that Nicole got to say her truth to Sam's face at this reunion. And it's really trash that Sam's ego was that hurt by being left for Benaiah that he had to make up a lie and say that Nicole tried to sleep with him. Are you in high school? And when I look back at that scene, I'm like, you know what? Sam really took advantage of Nicole's personality because he knows that she's meek. He knows that she's more soft-spoken. She's non-confrontational. You think Sam would have tried that with Jasmine? Jasmine would have cursed Sam out up and down that bar. Up and down that bar, okay? He knew who to play with, and that was wrong. But as far as Nicole is concerned, I really hope that this situation has taught her how to advocate for herself and be more outspoken, especially when someone is lying on you. Don't let people lie on you. Set the record straight every single time. period. And I'm also happy that Benaiah was able to get that closure that he needed in that situation between what possibly happened between Sam and Nicole. Now, I will say this, Sam is trash, but I can appreciate him actually showing up to the reunion and taking his lashings. Unlike Uche, remember Uche didn't even come to the reunion. So I'm happy Sam came so that he could get dragged. Okay, Sam, now you could get your sippy cup ass up and go backstage. We're done with you. Bye. But anyways, on a lighter note, Nicole and Benaiah let us know that they'll be doing a bunch of traveling. They'll be going to Ghana by the end of the year. We still don't know where their home base is, but listen, the two of them look happy. Maybe they'll end up living like the Wild Thornberrys. They'll have a whole RV and travel the world, all that good stuff, okay? Congratulations to Nicole and Benaiah. I'm wishing you both the best. All right, y'all. So now we got to Catherine and Freddy, and we only have 8 minutes left in the episode. I was like, damn. So it's so funny because as Kat is speaking, you can see that Freddy's sister is so over her. I got a little bit annoyed with Freddy in this scene. Should I say annoyed or like I felt pity for him? I don't know how to describe it, but I feel like Freddy was taking more of the blame in the demise of this relationship than he should have been taking.
It was difficult. I think there was moments that he had snapped at me quite a bit when it wasn't justified. And I felt like maybe at times I couldn't be myself. I think it was probably 50-50.
And I was watching this scene like, Freddy, are you okay? So you telling me that you watched this season back and you truly feel like you are 50% responsible for the bad that happened in this relationship? Really? At least we see him acknowledge that Kat did snap on him a bit when it wasn't justified. And at times he felt like he couldn't be himself and he really struggled with that. And I'm like, well, Freddy, baby, that's not really 50-50 because you didn't really do anything wrong to Kat. Not that I saw, at least. Then they get to the cheating situation and Kat says that it was almost a trauma response when Freddy told her that he cheated because she had been cheated on in the past in every single relationship. But she said that that is not something that she would have sat on. It's not something that she would have held against him. I don't believe that. I do feel like Kat would have continued to bring that up because she started acting weird the day that he said that. The only time she calmed down is when she saw that house. She was like, okay, maybe I could deal with the cheating. Kat calmed down when she saw that house. But before that, she was being very standoffish to Freddy, okay? And I definitely feel like she would have held that cheating over his head. Next, we see them ask Freddy why he gave Kat the earrings, even though he knew that he would be breaking up with her that day. And he said he just wanted to give her the earrings as a good gesture because he felt like if he didn't, it would look bad. Then he said that he also knew that if he gave her the earrings and didn't marry her, it would still look bad. So it was pretty much a catch-22. So he was like, you know what? I'm gonna just give her the earrings. But Kat does say that when they split, she gave Freddy the earrings back. One thing that I did notice during this scene is that the castmates looked very sad for Freddy. And even Freddy still looks very sad. It was kind of uneasy to watch. And I really hope he's okay. Then they ask Freddy's big sister, Betsy, what she feels. And big sis stands on business, okay?
Do you still feel like that gut feeling that you had was right?
Yeah, 100%. I stand by the advice that I gave Freddie at the time, and I would still say exactly the same today. I do believe that the connection was real, but when Freddie did come back, I could see he was very, very reserved. I could see something wasn't quite right.
Next, we see them show a montage of Catherine crying through the season. Girl, we don't care. We don't care. I wish they asked Catherine if she apologized to her dad when she was mean to him at the wedding when all he was trying to do was comfort her. Did they ask her that? I wish they asked Kat about that prenup. I wish we got more about that conversation. How did it go? Why was she against the prenup when they've only known each other for what, 3 weeks? What happened to that prenup, baby? I want to know. This is the reunion. I would have also liked them to ask Kat, why was she flirting with Sam in Freddy's face? I would have liked to hear how Freddy felt about watching that back. I would have also liked to know if Sam and Kat ever met up after the show. Questions that need answers. Hello, what's going on? This is the reunion. But child, that was the reunion. I have to say, I am still sad about Steven and Sabrina. I predicted that they would be living apart, but not like this. Not like this at all. I was right about my prediction with Ollie and Charlotte, okay? I was right about Nicole and Benaiah still frolicking in the woods. I was wrong for believing that Sam told the truth about Nicole. Wrong on that one. I was right about Jasmine and Bobby's mom being on good terms. Love to see it. I don't think that I made any predictions about Tom and Maria, but those two are exactly where I thought they would be. I hope that we get an After the Altar. That would be really nice. This is the first season, so I would like to see how they're doing. But tell me all of your thoughts below. Were your predictions correct? How do you feel about Steven and Sabrina, about Ollie and Charlotte, about Demi, about Sam? Nicole, Benaiah, Jasmine, and Bobby. I just want to thank you all so much for joining me this season. I've had a great time. Oh, also tomorrow I will be doing a live with Tammy Talks, Queen E, and Chloe Johnson. We'll just be discussing the season because we have such different opinions on so many things that happened during the season. So the live is going to be really fun. I'll make a community post. I think we're going to be on Queen E's page. I'll keep you posted on the time. Thank you again so much for joining me. I appreciate each and every single one of you. It's been so much fun this season, and I can't wait to see y'all in my next video. Bye!
Roxy says we're gonna talk about it.